Alright guys, welcome to section 1.2, and today we're going to be discussing exactly what is chemistry. So let's get right into it. Alright, what are we dealing with? In chemistry, we'll be learning about materials and the changes they undergo to their physical and chemical form. Oops, sorry there. So basically, we're going to see how different materials change. In this picture, we have some meat roasting over a fire, and that's an example of a chemical change because certain different chemical makeups inside the meat are changing and the form is changed, so it's not raw anymore. Like this one looks kind of raw, but then this one's burnt. So that's kind of like the propane is a certain type of gas, and a chemical composition has to be made to get that propane working. So there are certain types of changes known as chemical and physical changes. In addition, we witness physical and chemical changes to the form of a material. So, chemistry basically helps us create many new materials, lots of things like insulin, which is made out of mold, and other different basic compounds that we can use in everyday life. So, the definition of chemistry is the science that deals with the materials of the universe and the changes that these materials undergo. So, like I said, basically the raw hamburger meat turning into the cooked hamburger meat. So, next slide here. So, we're going to look at some examples of changes, and you, the viewer, are going to make up your mind whether it's a physical or whether it's a chemical change. So let's start with the ice cube. So here we just have an ice cube obviously melting. So I'm going to have you think whether that's physical or chemical, and I'll tell you here in a second. So if you said that that was a physical change, you'd be right because the ice cube is heating up, causing the physical structure of the ice cube to melt. So that would be a physical change. Uh, Next, number two, we have these logs of wood burning. So I'll give you a second there. So if you said that was a chemical change, you would be right because chemical process is going on to cause the wood to blacken, and the material itself is actually changing, creating a new compound. As you can see, it's not really wood anymore. We're getting charcoal and all sorts of residue from the burnt wood. So that's what happened there. Next, we're going to go to this chocolate melting. So if you were to say that it was a chemical change, you would be right because the chemical composition of the chocolate has been melted and has altered its form, creating like this fudge or this almost like chocolate syrup. So, and then next is the chainsaw sawing through the wood. So I'll give you a second there. And if you said that was a physical change, you would be right because the only thing being altered in this wood is the shape and size due to the chainsaw cutting it. So that would be a physical change. So, what's next for this section and for chemistry? So, we're basically understanding how things come to be and how certain chemicals and materials are formed. So, basically, the composition of the world and how certain things come to be, atoms and such, and all that. So that's basically what we're going to be covering. This will range from an eyesight scale, so whether we have something big like the wood being burnt, or we have atoms and smaller things that we really can't see because they're on a molecular scale. And this will deal with the precise chemical equations involved in reactions, so like two uh, carbon atoms plus three hydrogen yield, so on and so on. So that's what we're going to be dealing with later, but right now we're just understanding what chemistry is, what the physical and chemical changes have to deal with it. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful, and we'll see you next time.